All praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua Ba'asham, Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere kin. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushua Ba'asham, Rakakodash. All praises and glory is due. And we are right back at it. Another episode, another chapter into the Chronicles of the Controversy of Zion. And let me start by getting that precept right. The controversy of Zion. Who are the Israelites? Who aren't the Israelites? Are the so called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, are they the Israelites? And at this point, right, I've already just accepted that look, man, anybody at this day and age, this stage, right, in the world, in the eon sense, right, in this earth age, at this stage in this earth age, right, anybody that is saying that well, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, right, are not the true biblical Israelites because that's what we're talking about, right? We're not talking about Jews, okay? We're not talking about God's chosen people or any of that, any of those other semantical statements. We are talking about the ancient biblical Israelites. That's the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, so yeah, this is the book of Isaiah 34, verse 8. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. Right, and the controversy of Zion being, like I said, who are the true Israelites, or what people are the true Israelites, or are these people the true Israelites? Okay, and here you have, you clearly see quite clearly. You have Vocab, the Snake Malone, right? And you now have another Christian YouTuber. And the funny thing is that you see a lot of these Christian YouTubers, right? This one, I don't really know his name. I don't really know the name of him, of his name, but I know that his main channel is Ruslan KD or something like that. You have another one, What Do You Mean? And you are seeing a rise of all these Christian YouTube channels, right? Well, better late than never, since it was the apostles and the elders of the Great Millstone that started posting on the YouTube first, right? All the way back in 2007. And you can even see some of the old videos from 2007 every once in a while. I think there are some channels that even have them, GMS throwback and the like, going back in history to when they are to some of the videos that the apostles put up back then. And of course, these Christian channels follow suit. I will say this though, this dude right here, Ruslan. I don't really know about Vocab. I think Vocab is a little bit later down the line, but he has had this channel since 2012, 2010, right? So he came on the YouTube thing very early. That's why you see that he has, wow, 280,000 subscribers, right? And of course, this is what these Christians do. And you can clearly see that those that don't even believe in this truth, the Wakitaki Christians, they are coming together to speak about the truth. Is there any validity to blacks being Hebrew? And they are doing the same thing, the same slandering tactic that these devils normally practice. Because first and foremost, we of the great millstone and really all the Hebrew Israelites, some more than others, right? We don't identify with the byword of black, with the word black, or with the classification of black because it is a byword, it is a proverb, it is an insult. If you look up the definition of black, it means void of light, right? Anything that is associated with negativity or evil is considered black. But rather than being black, we are just the Hebrews, Hebrew Israelites, the so called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. But their big thing, their problem is, the black side, the so called Negroes being Hebrews. Is there any validity to it? And in the year of our Lord Yahushua 2024, the year of our Lord, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua 2024, you come out here on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's internet and start asking this question in 2024, man, that shows you, just how disingenuous these Christians are. Because the answer is apparent, clear as day at this point, man. If you say, or if you try to say that, the so-called Negroes, right, especially the ones in Babylon the Great, even here in Nigeria as well, aren't the real Israelites, then then that just shows that you are being disingenuous, you are being purposely deceitful because it's no longer up for debate. I'm no longer going to be out here saying, talking about showing you proof or evidence that we are who we believe, that we are the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There is no longer a debate concerning it, right? After all, you saw when Putin opened up the vote and it showed you the images, the Russian icons, right? The old images of the saints and the men of the Lord, untampered for hundreds of years. But the images that you now see pushed before you are the ones that are came out recently, during the Renaissance and going down during that time period. But they're still out here asking, are the blacks Hebrew? And even if you go into West African history, right, where the majority of the Negroes, right, or the so-called Negroes, Slovakia, not the Negroes, the so-called Negroes in Babylon the Great, and even in the Americas as well, right, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the people that live in all the different Caribbean island nations, that hey, it's all from West Africa, man. They pull them all from here in West Africa. If you go into the history of West Africa, you will see that a lot of the cultures here in West Africa even speak about their lineage, right? Their origins going back to the nation of Israel. Of course, you have some that even say that, oh, they go back to Egypt, but that's because they were Israelites that were fleeing Roman persecution, that were living in Egypt. Because and that's where a lot of these Egyptologist niggas getting fucked up, right? A lot of our people were living in Egypt at the time, just because you might find trace your, you might say that you might find yourself, being part of a culture that says that they were in Egypt does not make them Egyptian, right? Since Egypt was a cultural melting pot at the time, and you even have the scriptures showing you records of there being Israelites living in Egypt, whole Israelite communities in Egypt. After all, is that not where our Lord Yahushua escaped to, during the reign of Herod Archelaus? That is in the book of Luke, right? Well, when Joseph and Mary, the parents of our Lord Yahushua, escaped into Egypt in order to basically get away from the persecution of Herod. But yeah, that's beside the point. Now to get back to the actual video, and I'm not really going to play it too much because, like I said, this is not up for debate, and what they are really saying in the video ultimately does not matter because all they are just doing is just explaining, bringing up their own weak arguments as to why what they are saying makes sense, or even if they actually even bother arguing it, and they're just practicing different forms of circumlocution, talking around the topic. Now let's play the video.
It primarily seems, and this is going to break hearts, most of the folks, especially in Nigeria and other places like that, who are saying we're descent from Israelites, got these ideas from missionaries. Oh, perhaps you're part of the lost tribes of Israel. Wow. Missionaries had a vested interest because of their eschatology in seeing Israelites come to the Lord because they thought it would hasten the day of the Lord. Yeah. Guess what? It also happened in North America with the Native Americans.
And this is actually the only part of the video I wanted to respond to. Because when I first heard that my first thought was, yeah, I definitely have to do a video on this. Because you see, the argument Vocab is making is that a lot of the ideas that you get as being Hebrew Israelites is because of the missionaries that came here and said, oh, you might be one of the lost tribes. And it's interesting how so Vocab acknowledges that a lot of these missionaries, right, Christopher Columbus, the people that first arrived in West Africa, they saw Jake and they knew exactly who they were, showing you that Esau knew exactly who he was taking into captivity. He knew he was taking the Israelites into captivity, right? And now Vocab is trying to play it as though, oh, they were just saying that because they had their own reasons for saying it. So basically, the missionaries or the Christian missionaries at the time, they were right about everything, right? Right about that useless Christian doctrine, but this is what they were wrong about. When they see that, oh, you might be the Israelites, they were wrong about that. There was no basis for them to say that, even though we know that's false, right? Because whether it was here in West Africa or in pre-colonial, pre-America, North America, you did have evidence, plentiful, aside from the fact that the Native Americans used to speak the Hebrew language, with broken Hebrew, of course. And then here in West Africa, you had different, like, it's not even, like I said, I'm not arguing this, okay? Like I said, I'm not arguing this. So Well, basically, what I'm just here to show the tactics that Esau uses in being deceitful, especially when he's talking about different topics. Because now, suddenly, the Christian missionaries were off, right? They were right on point about everything else, about the whole doctrine. But when it came to them, basically admitting that these people are or could be, let me not say are, because could be the lost tribes, or one of the lost tribes of the nation of Israel. Suddenly, they were wrong about that. That was a mistake on their part. Now it's caused these black, right, black Hebrew Israelites to believe what they believe, even though the reason for our belief does not come from any missionary or anything that they have to say, right? That's just part of what we use to show that Esau knew exactly which Esau knows exactly who we are. We don't even use those missionaries, right? Or Christopher Columbus taking the Hebrew interpreters. We don't use that as evidence that, oh, we have to be the people. No, it's evidence that Esau knew that we are the people, right? The only evidence that we need that we are the true Israelites is the scriptures and our faith in the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right, so let me get these precepts. And what our precept goes. Basically, if anybody asks of you, a question concerning the faith that you have in the Most High, let me see if we can find that precept. Okay, that's not it. Now, so like I can find a precept. Let me just try and Google it real quick. So make sure that just to bring it out, right? Because basically, let me go. Let me get it first. Let me get it first. Okay, the book of so this is the book of First Peter. Let me go to that. Let me go to that. Right, here it is. Here it is. So this is the book of First Peter 3, verse 15. But sanctify a hour of power in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear. Right, and that's exactly where the that's exactly where the knowledge of who we are as a people, of us being the Hebrew Israelites, come from, right? The hope that is given to us by the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and that is in us, okay? Because it's not a matter of whether those missionaries actually came and admitted to us being the Hebrew Israelites, us being the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or not, right? Because hey, at the end of the day, what Esau did, even with other Christian mission, even with other missionary and Christianity bullshit. That's why we call it Wakitaki plantation Christianity, right? Because how Esau operated even with the missionaries. And it's funny how Woka wants to use that as an example, even though those missionaries are bloody, freaking devils, man. But that's beside the point. I also wanted to play this video as well, right? This is a documentary that it looks like is probably coming out pretty soon. And the name of the documentary is "We Were Never Lost." And basically, you have this small heart, right, going around Africa and other parts of the world as well. So possibly there'll be also a clip of him going to North America as well and documenting all the different quote unquote lost tribes of the Jews. Okay, and that's basically what this is. Not the lost tribes of Israel, not the true Israelites, brother, the lost tribes of the Jews, right? Where you have these various communities of Jake, because most of the people that are highlighted here are actually true biblical, biological, spiritual Israelites, and yet they are practicing the religion of the small hearts.
Years ago, our team set out to create a project that documents unknown Jewish communities starting with the continent of Africa. The story of the tribes of Israel has survived generations as a myth or a legend, when it has always been, in fact, a reality.
Something's happened in the atmosphere. That it's the moment now. Wake up.
What if the
And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Man, that's what I'm talking about, right? The quote unquote controversy of Zion. And now, like I said before, you have these Christians doing their roundtable discussions, right? Both in public
Let's talk
and
about
in private
equals.
as well, because this is their big concern, right? Let's open up this and see what else he talks about. TD Jakes, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake, ceasefire. I guess this is the Israel Hamas and various other things. And part of the topics
Everyone knows
that
it as FAFSA investment.
they deem to be important are the so-called, okay, because they're just the Hebrew Israelites, are the so-called black Hebrew Israelites actually Jews? Actually Jews. Of course, they want to use the term Jews, but the actual saying would be the true Hebrew biblical Israelites. And if we go to the comment section, you're already seeing them just basically agreeing that this video is a bunch of bullshit because there's no point in discussing this. It's just a fact, right? And this is the first comment right here. Actually, the Ashkenazi Jews are the Jews that, and they use the J word, JC warned us about. If you look at the lineage, they are not Semites, which is of course going off because they are pushing that the small hats, right? The Ashkenazi Jews are Javan, which they are not Javan, but rather took over. It's like not Ashkenaz. One of the sons. I think that's one of the sons of Japheth. I forget which line it goes through, which line it goes through, and then are not the actual Ashkenaz, and they're not the actual, the actual children of Ashkenaz, right? But rather just took the name and used that because they are still Edomites at the end of the day, the whole lot of them. So, yeah, this next one is just in focus. People are trying real hard not to identify black people with Israel. This conversation is so surface level, right? And hey man, everybody's already wising up to this bullshit, because the knowledge, right, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the truth of the Most High Yahweh Basham Yahshai is going global. This truth is expanding, and everybody is receiving it. And hey, people are Jake is waking up to who he is. Jake is waking up to and recognizing his true heritage, the true nationality. That's why, even in this comment section, I've seen people just basically agreeing that this video is a waste of time because obviously, right, the so-called Negroes are the Israelites. Okay, the lineage, the history, the prophecies, right? What is in the scriptures, it can't be denied. Let's continue reading. If you think Adam and Eve looked like current Ashkenazis, you have a poor understanding of early people groups and ancient history. Notice that none of these discussions ever question the people in Israel now, only when our people say it. Right, and Hokab and them, these Christians, they don't have the guts to actually do that, right? Because this guy, Ruslan KD, and all the other Christian YouTubers, they also believe that the small hearts are the actual Israelites, right? The actual true chosen biblical people, which is of course, that shows you, right, that shows you the extent of the understanding that comes from these cemetery schools. These two the same missionaries gave Africans this idea, but the oldest Bible is known to be from Ethiopia that predates any Caucasian male conquering Africa. If you guys ever read the Bible, King David is described as a handsome, tall, dark-skinned man. Plus, Moses had an Ethiopian wife. This predates any European missionaries. Nice try, buddy. Right, and basically, you see, like I said, this is not up for debate, okay? That's why you don't see me really arguing or bringing out any evidence to show, oh, we're the true Israelites because this priest said, this priest said. Let me just go into this first because this is all I will bring out, right? This is all I will bring out going into this. As it is written, the Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. However, Hashem, if you can't receive it, you can't receive it, right? If you can't receive it, move, keep it pushing, keep it moving. In a way, so okay, I got a little excited, but nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Okay, nobody wants to hear what Vocab Malone has to say. Okay, the only thing that people want to hear is what the men of the Lord have to say. More important, and the only reason why people want to hear what the men of the Lord have to say is because they want to hear what the Lord has to say. Okay, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, not our, because we do not speak our own words, or we speak the words of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakodash. That's why how the hell else, right? Do you see so many people coming out and saying, that JC, of course they use JC. JC was black, right? That's the big thing, that JC was black, right? Oh, JC wasn't an actual European, Edomite looking, Caucasian looking, guy, right? Where did they get that from? That's all. That's the men of the Lord right there. From the One West camps, continuing up till now, right? Because that idea of Lord Yahweh his true appearance didn't just come out of nowhere. It didn't just fall out from the sky, Wasn't no European missionaries pushing that. That's pure Jake. The pure the men of the Lord, pure gospel from the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Romans 8 verse, okay, I already brought it out. We are Romans 8 verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirits that we are the children of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And if children, then heirs of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. Right. And this is just showing you just how deep this whole thing goes, that these wacky-tacky Christians are so scared of the idea that you Jakes are waking up to the truth and you have to constantly be talking about it. Because where do you see, right, Hebrew Israelites, even the other camps, sit down and start just talking about what the Christians are doing, right? Or the Christians, or do the Christians have the right doctrine? Or, or is this doctrine that is being pushed by Christianity the correct thing? No. We just tell you wholesale that look, everything that these Christians say that is going off, right? Of course, the Christians have some things that they are saying that they're right about, some things that they say is actually the truth, right? But majority of what Wakitake Plantation Christianity pushes, especially the most significant doctrines, are all false. Okay, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai did not come for everybody and every nation. All people can't be saved. The true Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. There is no virgin birth. There is no Trinity. Okay, and so on and so forth. We could be here all day just going through all the various Christian doctrines, and also, right, sin. As the law is still in full effect. That's another one that these Christians like to push. Right, so just keep let's keep reading. And next one, Anana Banana. The real question is whether these Eastern Europeans are actually Jews. Explain the kingdom of Judah on slave maps. Right. That's another thing I even wanted to mention. Fort Judah and Fort Benjamin. Hey, and as I am right now, I could probably take of course, it's a little bit fast. I'll probably take a public transport or something like that and go to Fort Judah, go to Fort Benjamin, which is what Esau himself built those slave forts in order to transport our people over to Babylon the Great and to other parts of Europe as well. Right? Once again, showing you that these Edomites knew exactly who we are when they were putting us in captivity. So this is another one right here. This is another one right here, and this is actually pretty good because this is actually the spirit right here because it's going into recent events, because some of these Christians, when they thought they cooked, bringing out the book of Esther, the 8th and 17th chapter, where it says that some heathen, right, converted to Judaism, converted to the religion, and they're not using to say that, oh, well, Christians can be saved too because they can convert into the truth. And hey, you can convert into the truth, you can keep the law and do all that, but you're still not an Israelite and you're still not a man of the Lord. You really think that a heathen that will be in this truth will be on the highways and byways, right? You really think a heathen that will convert into this truth will be on the highways and byways, will be doing lessons and videos, Of course not. Hey, but let's get this. You can be a Jew and not be ethically tied to Israel. In the book of Esther 8 verse 17, the fear of the Jews fell up. Okay, this is just reading, going back to that topic right there, and even during the time of the Maccabees as well, going back to John Hyrcanus, right? I believe that that was John Hyrcanus was one of the sons of the Maccabees. And I've forgotten the history, but John Hyrcanus and how he forcefully converted, a lot of these small hearts, right? He forcefully converted the Edomites, a lot of these small hearts into Judaism. That's why they are following these practices that they are, right. That's why they are following the practices that they are right now, or even going back in the scriptures, right? And let's get that in the book of John, the fourth chapter. And just because you say or you claim to keep the laws and the customs does not make you of of the children of Israel or of that heritage or part of the covenant or the promises of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. John 4, verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yahushai said unto her, Give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Right, because like I said, just because you convert to following and keeping the laws, the statutes, and the commandments does not make you part of the heritage, okay, part of the nationality. That's the confusion that Babylon the Great pushes now. Or you are born in a country and you live there as long as you did, right? Or you are automatically a citizen of that country. You are basically, part of that country. Like, say for example, now if you are somebody that whose parents are Nigerian and you were born and lived in Greece, we are basically a Greek, you're a citizen of Greece, you're basically a Greek, right? Even though that shit only applies to Esau. It's only Esau that is, if you are Jake, man, they'll still, if you are Jake, man, hey, that hatred is out there, especially from the heathen. And they remind you that you are still a nigger, right? A N word and where you came from, right? But Esau can be born in anywhere, and these people out here, especially you dumbass Jakes, will still accept him and say, oh, he's a part of us, he's a brother now, oh, he's Nigerian too now, because he was born and lives here. That's not how nationality works, right? The word nationality goes back to I believe it's the Greek word nato, which means born, okay? You have to be born from that seed line, from that, from the line from the line of your fathers, from that same seed line. Just because you are born in a country doesn't make you a citizen of that country, okay? Or it's like I should say, that's because you are born in that country doesn't make you from that same line, right? You can get citizenship, but not of that same, not, but that doesn't automatically transform you into a Jake, okay, or an Israelite or whatever nationality that your fathers belong to. So yeah, so now continuing on, John 4 verse 9. Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Yahushua answered and said unto her, If thou knowest the gift of the Most High, and who it is that saith unto thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. Right? Because she isn't an Israelite. If she was an actual Israelite, should have the spirit itself would have borne witness that with her spirit that that was the son of the Most High, Yahushai, right? Just like the Syrophoenician woman. And we'll read that as well. I will juxtapose the two different stories and see the difference between them. Okay. Yahushua answered and said unto her, If thou, okay, I read that part. John 4, verse 11. The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is too deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children and his cattle? Right, because a all right, right, and this is what I'm talking about right here. Okay, just because you convert to and you start keeping the laws, the statutes, and the commandments does not make you a part of the heritage, a part of the nationality, a part of the culture. Okay, because what she's saying is that also that Abraham, right, Isaac and Jacob is also our father, but it's not. She was a Hamite, okay, and her father went back to Ham, not to Shem. So this is the exact same thing that these small hearts are operating in. They were forcefully converted into Judaism, and now they claim that they are the actual Shemitic people, right? The actual Israel, the actual biblical Israel, that these small hearts are them. But yet we do not see any of the qualities, right? That the scriptures talk about when it goes into the nation of Israel, the prophecies, and the like on them, and that shows you that they are not the people. All right, so let me end it right there. So with that, once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakakodash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.